Driven Diary is the documentation of my life as I build a $1 billion automotive service business called Driven Auto Care. We currently have 3 locations in the San Francisco Bay Area, and we will grow this business until we reach a $1 billion valuation, at which point I believe we will have made a dent in the perception of the automotive service industry in North America, which is something that really needs to happen. Driven Diary is basically a journal, and I film on a daily basis to document what it really looks like behind the scenes in entrepreneurship and some of what's going on in my personal life and with my car collection at the same time, because that's good for YouTube. So if all that sounds good and like something you would want to see more regularly, please do not forget to subscribe below. So with all that said, let's get to the video.
Monday afternoon, and welcome to Driven Diary, whatever episode, 123 probably. I'm sick. I got sick yesterday. Yesterday we hosted the first We Are Driven meet of 2026, and it was a success insofar as we had good attendance. Everyone who came had a good time, and we had a successful, safe, fun mountain cruise afterwards. So that all was excellent. I was very happy with the experience that everybody had. Of course, I was not happy with the financial outcome, which continued to be basically zero, except I spent $200 on Starbucks. So, you know, that is how it is. I just am on my way back from San Ramon. I've picked up the Explorer from there with all the quality control issues I identified when I picked it up on Saturday have now been rectified. Picking it up, I've got this diffuser for the E92 in the back that did not fit with the new exhaust the E92 has. And I'm enjoying relying on my team for things today. So because I am sick, I'm trying to not interact with anybody. And I found that Mark is doing a very good job managing our recruiting process for the 3 technician openings that we have. So we will be making an offer today to one guy, provided he is ready to accept it. Mark has 2 interviews scheduled. He did phone interviews with people today, so I'm excited to keep progressing with that process to fill our openings. So yeah, that's how that's going. Yeah, I mean, I'm sick. I'm trying to get over it. I slept for a long time last night. Can't shoot any content because my runny nose really gets the better of me after a very short amount of time talking, and I sound like crap. So I think that's gonna be it for now. That's all for now. Talk to you later. On a road somewhere in Mexico, we take Lexus RXs over 100 miles an hour, and this gives me a great opportunity as we pull back down to a reasonable speed. When I get back from Mexico, I'll start filming again. Okay, we're back from Mexico. So, you know, when I was 16, Dad, I know you watch these videos. I was in Montana, not Mexico, and I was behind the wheel of my dad's 2005 Lexus RX 450h. I think 07. 400h, not 450h, is the next body style up from this one. And he had that for a long time. But it was the first car I ever took over 100 miles an hour. And it was because my dad encouraged me to. And for what it's worth, I do think it is important to mention that, you know, my passion for cars is very widespread. I do kind of consider myself not quite at the level of Doug DeMuro, but if you go watch some of Doug DeMuro's like long form car knowledge content, where he's on the podcast that he's on, or the quizzes that he does, where he used to do on the Cars and Bids YouTube channel with his friends and coworkers, guessing like what cars are, car stats, all that kind of stuff. I know a lot about a lot of different types of cars. I have a very agnostic passion for cars, and it means I'm good at building that rapport with customers at Driven Auto Care. But it's interesting kind of where it came from, because I would call my dad a lot more of a early adopter of technology, and he used cars when I was a kid as kind of an outlet for that, more than the cars itself. He's still into cars, but he's into electric cars. He's into all the technology that comes out with them. He has new cars only. And so, you know, that's a very different mindset than I have, where I haven't bought a new car since the very first car that I got with my own money, which was a leased Infiniti Q50. But, you know, that was a good way to start. You know, it's one of my first toys ever as a kid was cars. I've had model cars. You know, I've been into cars since before I can remember. And driving this Lexus RX in Mexico, where I there's no speed limits and it's not against the law to go 100 miles an hour. It's a good memory. So karma may catch up to me for that one. But anyways, it's Tuesday. I'm driving to San Ramon. I drove to San Ramon yesterday to get my Explorer back. I showed you a video from that moment. I'm driving up again because there's not enough work in that shop. So I'm bringing this up because the center stack here doesn't work. So all the backlighting doesn't work. The GPS screen doesn't work. The actual controls are super hard to use. All the knobs are like, you know, they work 1 out of every 15 twists. It's like not enough. So bring this up there. Let the guys in San Ramon take care of it. Frustratingly, the Campbell shop is very busy. We're interviewing a lot of technicians. There's an interview probably going on right now. And we're not finding good people. The guy came in for an interview this morning, and it turned out he had actually worked for the manager of the Campbell shop once before at the manager's last shop. He lasted 3 days there and they fired him. So we're gonna keep bringing people in. It's low cost to churn through bad people, so we'll keep doing that. You know, it is low cost except for the waiting and kind of pausing interviewing of people. So we will see what happens next. But yeah, that's all for now. Story time. It is Tuesday afternoon, and I've been talking about technician interviewing and hiring and all that. So we had 2 interviews scheduled for today. 8 a.m. Guy showed up, and the manager identified him as somebody that had worked for his old company for 3 days, and they fired him. He lied on his resume. He lied on his resume both about where he'd worked and his capability. So we fired or rejected him. The other guy supposedly no-showed for a noon interview. I texted him at 2. And I texted him because I was under the impression that he had no-showed on us twice. Because he is uncertain about his future. So I texted him and I said, if you're as good as you say you are really wasting your talent working at a place that you're undervalued and unhappy while you jerk around other businesses, because he keeps no-showing. He texted me back and said, my interview was scheduled for 2:30. So that was awkward. I don't know who is right. The regional manager, Mark, is adamant that it's 12. Mark's never missed a schedule thing before. This guy's adamant. He says 2:30. So I don't know what to think, but he then proceeded to kind of lay into me over text, which I was not expecting, and nor am I very happy about, and it's weighing on me, and that's what I really want to talk about. He said that Mark is a bozo. He wants Mark's job, that I'm unprofessional, that I have a short temper and was too quick to express my frustration to him, and that I insulted his work ethic. Every one of those things is wrong, and it's bugging me to no end. Every one of those things is wrong. I didn't insult his work ethic. I don't think Mark's a bozo. I am not going to hire him for Mark's job. Ever. Never. He has no-showed for a job in the past. We hired this guy a year ago, and he no-showed on his first day, and he lied to me saying that he was going to bring in his toolbox the day before. Wild. So that's all bugging me. I hate it when people are illogical and claim incorrect information. And usually I'll just kind of block those people or whatever, I guess. But in this case, I'm hanging on a little more. I don't know. I want to do something about it. But what I got to do about it is drive back to Fremont, get on my laptop, and send Mark a bunch of resumes for people who we've talked to in the past who may be a good fit for our 2 openings in Campbell and San Jose. So we're hiring. That's all for now. Wednesday morning. Look who's back in the videos. There was comments in last week's YouTube video about you not being in the videos. So you're in the videos again.
I know, I'm behind the scenes. Look, I don't need to be behind the scenes anymore, though. Hold on.
He can be on camera and operating the camera at the same time.
Yeah.
In front of the camera and behind the camera.
I'm a jack of all trades.
Master of none. Yeah, we just finished shooting a technician recruiting video and a hiring, recruiting, firing training video. So a couple new videos for personnel, because that is our biggest constraint right now. We've done so much work with marketing and car count as our biggest constraint, and now we're running into the issue that technicians are our biggest constraint. So we need to get good people in here. So I'm trying to focus on that and do everything I can. Now we're going to shoot a shitload of We Are Driven reels for Instagram. But in the meantime, before Hamilton gets any of that set up, he got a new toy that he's obsessed with.
I love this thing. Get ready for cinematic rollers and more to come.
All right.
On the FX30.
That's all for now. Saturday morning. I'm in Philadelphia, and that's why I haven't filmed since Wednesday, but figured I would update you guys and wrap up this episode of Driven Dire here at the same time. I am here for a training event with 180 Biz, which is Rick White's coaching company. And the coaching company coaches automotive repair shop owners on how to run better businesses. And I am out here for an event that this coaching group does twice a year, where they meet in a city and go over, it's 2 things. It is industry education. So back in July, you saw me go to Wichita and go to the BG Products headquarters, learn about BG Products, learn about their history and what they do and how they do it. And it's a sales pitch. So we now run BG Products at Driven Auto Care. And we did before, but we're pushing them harder now. And then we also did a shop tour and audit of somebody's operation back in Waukene, Kansas, if you remember. And this time we did it in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. So We went to a shop in Doylestown and did an audit yesterday. And here's the interesting phenomena that happened. I've been a shop owner for 2.5 years. I have the lowest amount of experience running or operating or working in an automotive repair shop of anyone at this event. And yet, when Rick, the leader of this group, it's his business, asked if I wanted to run the process audit group at the next event in July, I said, why not today? And he said, oh, that would be great. I'm like, okay, well, that was easy. First of all, get a promotion like that. And then it actually was interesting. There was less structure to the shop audit than I remembered from Kansas, because at the time I was just kind of in a blur with it. Less structure than I remembered. So I was leading the entire group, not just 1/5 of this entire group. I was leading the entire group on a shop tour because the technician that was there representing the business was very nervous and kind of struggling to come up with what to talk about. And so I was just asking him a bunch of questions and helping the groups understand the questions they should be asking. And here's the phenomenon. Through my life, I have found myself in situations in group settings where nobody is willing to step up and be a leader. And it is amazing how easy it is when you just decide that it's okay to look stupid right now. I may have little experience in doing this, but if nobody else is going to do it, I might as well. That mindset has propelled me to leadership positions so fast. It is stupid how easy it is. It's really frustratingly easy. So I want you to remember that when you're going through your life and finding yourself in group settings where there's a leadership vacuum. There is so many quiet, talented, intelligent people out there that are too quiet. If you step up, you can make such an impact on the world and do it so young, so easily, if you just take action. Take action in the void of others taking action. It sets you apart, and it is very easy. And then what you'll find is you don't like being embarrassed. And when you don't like being embarrassed, you will then then two things could happen. You can choose that you don't want to even expose yourself to the risk of being embarrassed, or you can choose to get so good that you won't screw up and embarrass yourself. But what you'll find when you get good is that you want to acquire more skills because you recognize the value having those skills. And when you acquire those additional skills, you'll have to go back to the bottom of the skill ladder for that new skill and look dumb again and embarrass yourself again. You will have to do that. That's part of the game. So think about that as you emerge into your career or whatever you're doing. You can step up and lead, and it is very easy to fill a leadership vacuum and become respected and set yourself apart and be appointed as a leader if you learn this skill. And that is it for Driven Diary episode 123. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions or feedback about the episode, leave a comment below. Please leave a like so that we can show up higher in the YouTube algorithm. And if you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing so you don't miss next week's Driven Diary. And until next week, I hope you can go out and continue to build your own automotive dreams and stay driven.